Hi, namaste everyone. So tonight we're going to read Book 6, Chapter 1 on Trisira's austerities. Om Vakratuna Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirviganam Kunavideva Sarvakaya Sushavrada Om Ekadantaya Vidmi Vakratunda Iti Mitanodanti Prachodayat Om Gam Ganapati Om Gam Ganapati Om Gam Ganapati Enma Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Nyari vi sarvabhuteshu vidyarabhinna sanshita namastase 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 namo nama Om namo namo Jagannatha vidyapradayani Maha Saraswati namo nama Markalayani Mata Saraswati namaste Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om. The rishis of the Naimisa forest address Sutta fondly, O highly fortunate one. Your nectar-like words are very sweet. We are not satiated with what you have described to us as the auspicious sayings of Dvaipanaya Vyasa. O Sutta, we desire to ask you again to narrate to us the auspicious saying of this Purana. Beautiful, famous, and sin-destroying, and authorized by the holy Vedas. Visvakarma had a son named Vitrasura, who was well known and very powerful. How was it that he had been slain by the high-souled Indra? Vishwakarma was a powerful Brahmin and belonged to the god's party. His son was stronger. How was it that he had been killed by Indra? The Devas are born of the sattva qualities, men are born from the rajasic qualities, and all birds, etc., are born from the tamasic qualities. This is the opinion of the Pandits, versed in the Puranas and Agamas. But in this act of slaying Vitrasura, a great contradiction arises. For the powerful Vitra was killed merely under a pretext by Indra, the performer of the 100 sacrifices and endowed with sattva qualities. And Indra was prompted to do so by Vishnu, the head of those who possess sattva qualities, while Vishnu himself entered in disguise into the thunderbolt so that he could kill Vitra. The powerful Vitra entered into a treaty and kept himself peaceful when Indra and Vishnu violated truth and treacherously killed him by Jalapena, the watery forms. O Sutta, the great wonder is this, that Indra and Vishnu turned out so bold as to forsake the truth. This then is therefore very clear that the high soul persons become deluded and act sinfully. The heads of the Devas act very wrongfully. They are reckoned as polite simply because they observe the more outward forms of good conduct as approved by the Sastras. How can the mere observance of outward forms constitute politeness? Had Indra, who killed in disguise Vitra, relying on his words to suffer any punishment for the sin that he incurred in killing a Brahmana, it was told by you before that Vitra had been slain by the Devi Bhagavati. But the general belief is that Indra killed him. Our minds are puzzled on this point. So clear our doubts at this point. Sutta said, O Munis, hear the incident of the killing of Vitrasura and the punishment that Indra had to suffer due to his sin of Brahma Hatya, killing a Brahmin. This question was asked by the king Parikshit and replied by Vyasa, the son of Satyavati. I will tell you what Vyasa had told before. Janamajaya asked, O best of Munis, how was it that in former days Indra, endowed with the sattva qualities, killed Vitrasura with the aid of Vishnu, and how and why was it that he was killed again by the goddess Bhagavati? O Lord of Munis, how could one body be killed by the two? Our curiosity has been excited to hear the truth. What man is there that does not like to hear any more of the glorious deeds of the high-souled persons? Kindly narrate to us the slaying of Vitra by the Devi Bhagavati. Vyasa said, O king, you are blessed, since your taste to hear the events of Purana has grown so much. The Devas even get their thirst for drinking nectar, but when quenched, they do not like to drink any more. O king, your name and fame are widely spread. Your bhakti, devotion to the Puranas is growing more and more daily. A speaker gets very much delighted when his audience hears him with undivided attention. O Lord of the earth, the fight between Vitra and Vasava that occurred in days of yore is famous in the passages of the Vedas and the Puranas, as well as the suffering that Indra had to encounter as his punishment when he had killed the innocent son of Visvakarma. O king, the Munis, who fear sin very much, commit yet blamable acts under Maya. Then what wonder is there that Vishnu and Indra would kill Trisira and Vitra merely under a plea? When Vishnu, the incarnate of sattva qualities, gets deluded by Maya and kills deceitfully the daityas always, then how can you expect any other man to conquer mentally even the Mahamaya Bhavani, who deludes all the beings? O king, it is under the compulsion of this Maya that the Bhagavan, the infinite, the friend of Narayana, takes incarnations in thousands and thousands of yugas in this samsara as fish, etc., and does deeds sometimes lawful and sometimes unlawful. The Devas and men, being confounded by his Maya, become upset and disordered and say that this body, wealth, house, sons, wife, and relatives are all mine. And being thus deluded, sometimes do virtuous and sometimes sinful deeds. O king, there is not even one on the surface of this earth, though he may be well versed in finding out cause and effect, the knowledge of the high and low, that can be free from the great delusion. He is from the very beginning tied up by the three gunas of this Maya, and that remains under her control. This explains that Vishnu and Indra both were deluded by Maya and engaged in fulfilling their own selfish ends. They killed Vitrasura under a pretext. O king, here I am now describing to you the cause of enmity between Indra and Vitra. Visvakarma, the Prajapati, was great architect of the gods. He was skilled, he was superior amongst the gods, and a great architect and endeared by the Brahmins. He had enmity with Indra, and out of his enmity he created a son, very beautifully named him Trisiraksa, Visparupa. That son had three faces, very beautiful and lovely. Visvarupa performed three different functions with his three different faces. With one, he used to study the Vedas. The second, he used to drink nectar wine. And with the third, he used to see simultaneously all the directions. Trisira renounced the pleasures of the world and began to practice a hard tapasya. He became a great ascetic, gentle, restrained in his passions, and entirely devoted to his religion. He practiced Panchagni Sadhan in the summer season, trying his feet upwards on the branch of a tree. With his head downwards, he remained in dew in the cold season, under water in the winter season. Thus he abstained from food and conquered his self and forsaken all the worldly connections. Practice a very hard tapasya, very difficult indeed for those who are of dull intellects. Indra became very sad and dispirited to see him practice such a tapasya, and thought of the means so that he might not acquire his Indraship. The Pakasas Anna Indra remained always very anxious to see the energetic penance practiced by the ascetic of unbounded glory and his steady attachment towards it. He thought thus, this Trisira is becoming stronger day by day by his penance, so he will kill me. The wise never look an enemy with indifference, whose strength daily becomes greater and greater. It is now my urgent duty to invent means how to baffle his tapasya, and he at last settled that lust is the great enemy of asceticism. The practice of devout austerities is destroyed complete by lust. So I must try this very day how the Muni becomes attached to worldly lusts and enjoyments. The intelligent Indra, thinking thus, called the Apsaras Urvashi, Minaka, Ramba, Gritachi, and Tilottama, and others proud of their beauties, so that they might seduce Trisira, the son of Vishwakarma. O Apsaras, I have now got a very grave task to fulfill. All of you help me in this respect. A great enemy of mine, difficult to conquer, is practicing penance with the self-controlled. Start at once with your dress suited to various amorous gestures, and try hard to seduce him. Be all well with you. Seduce him and remove the fever of my heart. O Apsaras, what more shall I say? I am restless, since I have heard of his strength performing such hard austerities. O weak ones, that powerful ascetic may acquire my place and thus disposes me. This fear has possessed me. Therefore, destroy my fear as quickly as possible. This is the task now given to you. Get united and do this good to me. The Apsaras, hearing him, bowed down and said, O Lord of the Devas, do not be afraid. We will try our best to seduce him, O highly lustrous one. For the enticing away of the Muni, we will do all the things, dancing, music, and other amorous gestures and practices. That will discard your fear. O King of the gods, we will unsettle the mind of the Muni by our side glances and passionate gestures and postures. Delude and tie him, and then bring him under our control. Vyasa said, O king. Thus saying, the Apsaras went to Trisira and began to exhibit various amorous gestures and postures as stated in the Kama Sastra. They began to sing sometimes to dance in tune with musical measures before the Muni. In short, they practiced various amorous gestures to entice him away. But that ascetic, blazing with the fire of tapas, did not notice even the Apsaras' various attempts. Rather, he kept all his senses under the control and remained like a deaf, dumb, and blind man. In that lovely hermitage of the Muni, the Apsaras sang and danced ravishingly and remained a few days there. But when they saw that the Muni, Trisira, did not swerve a bit from his meditative posture, they returned tired, distressed to Indra, and all very fearful, began to address Indra with folded hands. O king, we tried our best, and we could not in any way make the Muni unsteady, very hard to surmount. O Pakas Asana, please invent other means. We could not make the self-controlled Muni move away an inch from his position. It is our good luck that the high-souled Muni, an incarnate of blazing fire, have not cursed us. Dismissing the Apsaras, the evil-minded and dull Indra began to devise means, though totally unlawful, how to kill that good Muni. O king, that Indra abandoned all shame and fear of sin and ultimately came to a highly blamable and sinful conclusion how to kill him. Here ends the first chapter of the 6th book of Trisira Austerities in Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, the Mahapuranam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Ved Vyas. Om Jayanti Mangalakali Bhadrakali Kapali Durga Kashma Shubhadatri Swaha Swadha Namastute. Om Tumeva Mata Chapita Tumeva Bandhusha Chasaka Tumeva Vidya Dravinam Tumeva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.